Hey guys, it's Nathan with Bark Life. Today we get to figure out our GS Storm, and we finished the break-in on the Tmaxx, so we get to drive it, so stay tuned. So I think my Tmaxx is having seizures. See, you hear that? The radio is on. Everything else, I'm out there trying. If you notice something, I noticed this after I was editing the last video. Those two are right. Those two are wrong. Anyways, so I don't know if there's interference. We have a church next door to us, and I'm beginning to think that somehow they have like a satellite pod thing out there. I'm wondering if that's not messing with it, because out of nowhere, it's like this, it's fine, nothing wrong. And out of nowhere, when I'm trying to break in the motor, full throttle towards the curb. Ah! So, yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but it's brand new batteries in both. I've tried everything with it, and I just can't figure it out. So, yeah, it's definitely troublesome because... Ooh, going for that Burt Reynolds thing. What's up? Anyways, yeah, so tried everything, and batteries, tried different battery pack for it. I was like, man, maybe there's interference. Maybe there's something shorting out. Either I have a bad receiver or there's serious interference. And again, you guys have to remember, this isn't a digital. This isn't a digital. This is the old school FM with crystals and that. See? Crystals. If you can see it. Anyways, yeah, so it's the old style crystals, but that's why I haven't updated you guys with a video, because the two, I got through 3 tanks, 2 3/4 tanks of gas, which is terrible to stop the break-in process, but yeah, I'm not really willing to risk this thing going into the curb. So I'm going to go up to my in-laws' house real quick. They have a couple little things I'm going to help them with, and then we're going to try to finish this last tank, last 2 tanks, which fortunately isn't bad. Like, those tanks aren't as boring because you're actually getting to drive it and mob it, so that's good. But anywho, that's what's up. So I was sitting here, guys, and I had the other truck, the Tmaxx. We got to run it today. I did notice that it had a super short range on it. And I think I'm going to end up, I don't know if it's the receiver or what the deal is, or if it's the transmitter. Brand new batteries, that sort of thing. But as soon as I get more than like 15, 20 feet away, it was acting up. So that's kind of a bummer. It was kind of cool running it. I didn't really get a chance. I didn't tune it. I did finish breaking it in, but didn't tune it, so it was super, super rich. Like, I don't know if the video caught it, but it's like dumping gas. I did give it a quarter turn in, or not quarter, like an 1/8 turn in, and got it to at least get to work and go into second gear, that sort of thing. But yeah, it was kind of a bummer. Anyways, I was sitting here trying to figure out this other car, the Storm or whatever, and I could not get the receivers to like sync. And I have this old AM receiver, which if you look on the back, it's 2700 megahertz. So that's the rating for the crystals it uses. And so use 2700 megahertz JR crystals. Well, it so happens that Traxxas uses 2700 too, so I was trying to get them to work, wasn't working, and I just could not figure it out. And I even took them to the hobby shop, and they looked at it, and they were like, yeah, I don't know, I think you have the wrong crystals in there. I was like, well, they're 2700 megahertz, so I think it should be okay, but, you know, I don't do this every day, they do, so I was trying to just brainstorm that sort of thing. Anyways, so what I did do is I'm sitting here looking at the car. If you guys are if you guys have been into RCs just recently in the last like 5-6 years, This FM business will confuse you, but if you notice right next to the FM, it says 7,500 or 75 megahertz. So we have a 2,700 or 27 megahertz. This is a 75. What that means is it doesn't matter what crystals I put in there, because I tried the Traxxas crystals in there, and if you see on the Traxxas, it uses, see it down there, 2,700. So that's what we want to see, is that 2,700. Anyways, I put the crystals from the JR that was in there, and I tried the Traxxas. Both sets of crystals work flawlessly with this receiver because it's 2,700. This 75, it's basically like comparing languages. Even though you're talking to each other, you're talking a different language, so you don't understand each other. So it doesn't matter whether the crystals are exactly the same. They're working on different frequencies. So this is 75 megahertz versus 27. So this one's speaking English and this one's speaking Chinese or something. So it doesn't make sense. They can't communicate with the receiver. What I did notice was, so this Traxxas is the one out of the Tmaxx. I noticed that right now the twitching you guys heard in the Tmaxx is gone with this. I'm in the house. I'm not having any interference at all. So I think our issue is actually just the Traxxas, the old receiver. I don't know what's wrong with it, but yeah, I mean, no interference at all whatsoever. So what that does mean is I get to use this receiver with this remote, which is cool. So this is a much improvement, much more fine tuning, also more responsive. It's nice. And then what I think I might do, I'm not sure which I'm going to run where. I'm waiting for this servo to come in. I ordered just kind of a cheaper eBay servo. It's supposed to be here today. Delivered by 9 o'clock. I'm sure you guys know how that feels. This guy is awesome. So I have a bunch of, I haven't shown you guys these yet, but I have a bunch of little tiny four-wheel drive little mini RC car things. And they're super cool, but they came with really cheesy remotes, so I replaced one of them with this. I did a whole brushless conversion and everything else on these little $50, basically toy-grade hobby car things. And I converted to brushless, and then I went crazy, put LiPo battery in there, the whole bit. Anyways, it's super fast, and the stock receiver just wasn't working well enough because it's like a $40 car altogether. But anyways, upgraded to this Dumbo RC. This thing has so much range and is so fast. So what I think I might do is, and I think this has 4 channels. Yeah, so it's got the switch here to control the forward and reverse on the Tmaxx, so that's good. And these also have the gyro. These things for, I think they're like $40, $45 or something. And you can update the firmware on them on this little plug. These things are insane. Like, they're so good for the amount of money. Never had interference with this. Anyways, I think the Tmaxx might end up getting this guy. The only criticism I can really give of them is the fact that it feels plasticky. But you pop the back up and you have all your trims back here. So basically what we have is, I'm stealing that from my other RC car. It's going in one of the two, either the Tmaxx or the Storm. And then you have that guy, which is, yeah, same thing. This guy's super nice. Like, I think it was a pretty decent remote when it was new or whatever. But it does say in the back, this might be the hitch. It says on the back, let's see. I thought I saw it back here somewhere. Maybe not. Oh, 2-channel. 2 channels. So that makes me nervous because I don't think it's going to have, even though it has the button for the shifter. Could you imagine bumping that? Your full throttle bump. Whoops. Forward. That if you guys don't know, that's what should change it into reverse. So that'd be a really big bummer. You're cruising along at 30 or 40 miles an hour and click, bump, and you're in reverse. I'd imagine that'd be bad. Anyways, so this might have to go with this guy. And then this might go on the Tmaxx, which is okay. 2.4 gigahertz, it's great. This guy's technically faster and more technical, and this guy's super cool. I can't wait to run it. It's got a pretty hot motor on it, so this guy's going to be pretty darn fast. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the footage I got earlier. It was kind of a bummer that I couldn't get full tilt on it, and I was nervous about the remote, so I didn't really want to get it going full speed and then all of a sudden have it decide to turn right and hit a tree. So we were kind of going slow. But anyways, figured out the great mystery. The guy I bought the car from apparently at some point had thrown that 75 megahertz receiver in there, which is not going to talk to that 2400 megahertz or 24 megahertz remote. So that's what was going on. So we kind of got. I mean, we still got an okay price on the deal. It's just kind of a bummer to have to work backwards through all of the stuff. And what do you guys think of possibly? I'm looking at doing a brushless setup. I know this is mostly a car channel, but like I said in my description, man, RC cars, fishing, whatever. What do you guys think about doing the Arrma? What's the name of it? Mojave. The Arrma Mojave. What do you guys think of that guy? It looks super cool. I've seen it on a couple different channels and that sort of thing. I think it'd be cool as a camera chase car for following the Super and the MR2 for like a race event or something, getting different perspectives. I don't know that the gas powereds are going to have the kind of smoothness to get up to speed the way that it might. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? And yeah, anybody else have one? If you guys have a video, let me know. Throw it in the comments by all means. But yeah, super excited to run this guy. But I think we're gonna end up doing the Dumbo RC, and I'll put a link for this guys in the description. So if you guys are after a really inexpensive, and you guys will see this guy work too. Really inexpensive, very basic, very no nonsense. But it's 2.4, so you don't have to worry about the interference thing and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's super nice that not a single interference. So I'm going to go ahead and say there is something wrong with our Traxxas remote. Something's going on with it because it was constant. I mean, I didn't have the antenna up on that thing. So who knows, but there it is. I'm really excited to see this 8th scale. I always wanted a buggy. I mean, I'm a big guy, if you guys haven't gathered that. And yeah, that thing is huge. For a buggy, that's really big. I mean, look how big that... Go watch some videos of other people, because that's the bummer when I go fishing. I don't have long fingers, but I have basically little bear paws. And so everything looks small in my hand. So, yeah, that's the size of the receiver. That's the size... At least put your hand up next to this. Well, here we go. Here's my daughter. She's what? Put it down here so they can see. So that kind of gives you a scale of how big it is. And she's a really tall 9-year-old. So hey, well, I'm sorry. What do you say? Which were you more excited for, the Tmaxx or the Storm?
Tmaxx.
Tmaxx for the win. Okay, Elise is going with Team Traxxas. What's the company that makes this? Is it GS? Yeah, GS Racing. So I might be a GS Racing fan. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think of the Arrma and that sort of thing. And hopefully we can get this whole situation and get them working so we can have a couple running cars. I think I showed you guys in the video on the Tmaxx, I put the electric start on. I'm going to pull it. I don't like using the electric start. It's very glitchy, buggy. So I think we're going to pull that off as well and just go with a good old-fashioned pull start. But any hoot, there it is. That would work. A little launch. Teddy says you can do it. Well, guys, that's all I have for you today. be sure to like and subscribe down below. And then also we have a lot of updates on the MR2 coming up and some how-to videos on some of the stuff we're doing. And then also a way to source some of the hard-to-find parts. Also, I'm going to give the part numbers for all the different stuff that a lot of the times people are looking for during these swaps. And then also we have a video coming up. I'm going to outline everything we've spent on the MR2 the whole way down the line, including the cost of the car. So stay tuned for that. But again, like and subscribe, please, down below. And then don't forget, tell me what you guys think of that Mojave, the Arrma Mojave. Is it something you guys would like to see on the channel? And do you guys like the RC content? Do you hate it? Let me know. Feedback is important. I appreciate it, guys. And we're right at 1,000 subs. So you could be the 1,000th. Do it. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Ha ha!